Welcome everyone to the latest episode of the Testing Room, where three of the gaming industry's best video game consultants who have never actually consulted on a video game bring you new topics each and every week. As always, I'm Alex, aka the Gozfather.
I'm Christian, aka Sudoku45.
I'm Preston, aka Funkadelic Jedi.
Yeah, we're back at you with another episode, everybody. Just a quick reminder, we are still currently doing some side quests for our second episode of the week. We will be back at you soon with our first part of Final Fantasy XIII Book Club. Not yet, though, so check in later this week as we have another fun side quest where we'll be talking about the highest rank, or our definitive top 10 list, the best ranked games of the original Xbox.
Correct.
So we're going to get into that conversation. For now, yeah.
I think next week we might be able to do Final Fantasy 13.
We were good. Alex and I were going to ask and see where you.
I know both of you are already good, but like I have the last chapter to go into. I think I can just put it through.
I'm actually on the last one as well, Preston. So actually,
so
I haven't played
it
it much. So it's been pretty busy. So I'm with you, but I think we can do it.
I figured both of you were already done, just waiting on my ass to finish part of a JRPG. So
No. So don't forget to check in with that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pop over to Preston's comment corner. See what's going on there.
Yeah. No comments, unfortunately. I think, Tori is still probably working on her Wolfenstein New Order issues. I don't know if you've heard that, Christian, but yeah, she has not been having a great time getting that game working on her PC.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so she's been having a rough time with that.
Cool. So, who wants to kick in with their weeks? Who wants to start?
So who's got a week?
I have a week.
I have
can do
stuff. I have stuff.
All right, everyone's got a week. All right, okay, good to hear.
Christian, you can start.
All right. Okay. So I have a couple things. So I, from a games perspective, it's nothing. The only thing that I did that I know that I finished that I didn't get to talk about was I finished the new expansion for Diablo 4.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Finished that up. It was good. I liked it. I thought that I think the end game loop, like all that stuff they've got going on, is cool. I think that everything they did with the story was very cool and very well done. I do not know what the fuck is going to happen from here, though.
Oh, really?
So for those who don't know, Diablo, the reason that this universe kind of continues over and over and over again is because there's just kind of this cycle of death and rebirth that happens with the demons in that world. They go to hell, they charge back up, they come back, and they're like, aha, it's been 20 years, I'm back, fuck you. And then they do whatever they're trying to do, and then it's that sort of thing, and then somebody kills them, and then peace is had for like a generation, and then the next generation has to deal with whatever the fuck is going on. And it's kind of been the loop for all of these stories, more or less. This one, I won't spoil it at all, but this one changes that formula in a more permanent fashion for two people. And I'm like, okay. Cool. Right on. So what does that mean going forward? Like, this is very cool, and you did a thing, and I thought that everything, the way they handled, especially like with the whole, from the last expansion where Mephisto took over the old Akarat's, like the prophet's body, and had this whole thing and gets this whole cult going and all this other crazy shit. It's very cool and very well done, but it's just at the end of it I was like, all right, but you guys are kind of in a pickle now, I think, potentially. So we'll see what you do, huh?
They put themselves in a corner.
It feels like it, and maybe I'm just not thinking of something, but in my mind I'm like, all right, well, that worked for that, and that's cool. But Diablo and Baal are still they're there.
Yeah.
At some point, one of them's waking up. I don't know when, but one of them's gonna. And when that happens, what do you do? But they don't have, at least to my knowledge, they don't have that trick that just happened. So like, what? I don't know. But yeah, I think that they've done a great job. Sort of, it does feel like, I will say it a lot of ways, it is a like PoE light kind of.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
they've revamped the talent tree. I mean, like, from a gameplay perspective, everything about this game is different now. And they've changed it in a lot of ways to sort of feel like PoE2.
Sure.
But less. Like, PoE2 is like Alex and I have talked about it. Its skill tree is too much. Too much.
Big. Too big.
Way too big. And so this, like, and Diablo 4's original skill tree was too small. It did not have enough going on. So they kind of split the difference here. And it's like, oh, you've got these different things, like, and then you can sort of augment these skills by having all these different little talent things that are on the side. But it's not like this, like, crazy ass, like, I don't even know what to do. It's like the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X times 400. Like, it is like, there are so many little nodes on the PoE2 one that when, like, Alex and I first loaded it up, I remember us looking at it being like, I don't even know what to click. Like, when your character levels up, you're just like, okay,
so
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever sticks, I guess. And then what you end up doing really is that you go over, look at a build guide that somebody has sat there and done the math and been like, this is it. And you go, okay, I'm copying that. Thank you. And then you move on because it's just too much. Like, I know there's some people who are really addicted to that math and all that other stuff. And God bless you, but it's just not me. So yeah, but I finished that, so that was cool. And then the only other thing that I have done from a game perspective, outside of, the same stuff that we've been playing, is I went to Combo Breaker here in Chicago.
Very upset that I was off for the weekend doing something else. I'm like,
I know, yeah, you were gone. So I guess I'm sure that I know that it's been happening in Chicago forever.
Yes.
I did not know, I guess, or just ever paid attention to it. And so, but I've always been busy on Memorial Day weekend. Like, we've always done stuff. Preston's been with me. Like, we usually get a boat.
But the fighting game community we follow is the Road to Combo Breaker, which is the Chicago fighting game community.
Right.
Because of that, yes.
And so I was like, but this week we did not do that. And so I was like, I had some time and I saw that it was happening and I was like,
fuck it.
Oh shit. Well, I'm just going to go get a day pass and just like go check it out. And I will say the nicest thing I can say about it is that I did not feel bad about potentially not. Now, if the Saudi deal falls through, then whatever, we can go, we can still go to Evo. But, it made me so that I did not feel bad about missing out on Evo. I was like, it was huge. It was so, like, it was massive. There was a ton of people there. There was people from the FGC that I was like, I did not ever think that I would ever see you in person, and you are just right here. Like,
the biggest.
Shout out to Tasty Steve. Yeah. Tasty Steve was there, and he was talking about Tekken, as you would imagine he would be, surrounded by people listening to him talk about Tekken.
I saw Yipes out there. I was about to text you like, hey, if you see Yipes, tell him I was like, hey, what's up? Because like, that's my boy. Yeah,
dude. Yipes was there. I saw Rufomonger, who's like a huge fighting game creator. He was just out there, and I just like, and it was the way that I saw him was that I was just standing there at this booth, looking at this vendor thing. And then I heard a voice, and I was like, why do I recognize that voice? And I looked to my left, and he's just standing there on his phone, also next to me, like, talking to somebody. And I was just like, damn, this is wild. Here. Everybody is fucking here. Like, holy shit. But all the vendors were awesome. There was, I was surprised and then not surprised. Like, there was way more vendors just like, there was tons of artists just selling stuff. Like, there was less prints than I thought there would be, but all of the prints that I did see were all anime waifu prints, and I was like, okay, that makes sense, right on. But then there was way more like artists that were like, hey, I made this thing, like custom shit for your arcade stick or leverless, like whatever it was, or like, hey, I sculpt fighting game characters out of wood, so here's like these giant fucking sculptures that you can buy or whatever, right? Like, it was like shit like that. Tons of different t-shirts and different things. I sent Preston in this chat that we have, I sent him a couple of them. I know I sent Alex and you guys some too. And one of them, my favorite one, is still probably the one that was like, if I drop this combo, I'll kill myself as a shirt, which I think is really funny. But yeah, so from that perspective, it was cool. I picked up some Combo Breaker merch when I was there, and then TNS, Tampa Never Sleeps, they had a booth there. So I picked up some stuff from there, which was cool. But the wildest thing was just seeing, like, it made me really, like, Preston and I have plans to go do, like, a local FGC event here in a little while. And I'm excited to go to that. But it made me be like, man, I really want to get more into this. Because, so the setups, like, the main stage stuff was very impressive and very cool. I sent you guys some photos of that stuff. But seeing, like, having Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear, and Tekken, like, all right next to each other, basically, having their all the pool matches happening on these big ass screens and people going up there, it was wild, right? It was very cool.
And compared to Cream City that we had out here in Milwaukee, it's
right.
I told him, like, he showed me the photos, like, this dwarfs it. Like, and you mentioned yourself, it's like the C2E2 of the fighting game community, to where it's this is the Midwest version of it. This is, like, it's the hubbub of it in the middle of America.
I think that my guess is that C2E2, like, if it was probably looked up, I'm sure that C2E2 is probably
sure,
still bigger. A little bigger.
Sure.
But I don't know. I mean, like, only because the build, but, like, from the amount of people that were in there to all the multi levels of the building to every room being taken up, like, there was not a single. If God forbid you were a person who bought a room at that hotel during that weekend and you didn't know what the fuck was happening, or that convention center, I should say, and you didn't know what the fuck was happening. I don't even know what you would, like, you would just be like, I picked the wrong weekend. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Like, it was every inch was covered in stuff. It was open 24 hours, which was sick. What I found out was the floor, like the main floor, that stuff, like in the streams and the broadcast, all that stuff stops around like 10, 11, midnight, depending on what's going on. Some of the ones went later, some of them ended around that time, but it was long. But they were like, hey, all these setups are going to be here all night. So if you can't sleep or you're on a different schedule, whatever the fuck it is, and you show up, and you're like, oh, I want to get some practice in, I want to do whatever, you can just come down and just be like, sick, I'm doing it. And it's just there, which I thought was cool. But anyway, what I was going to say was the thing that most impressed me was how you had the massive sets for all these big games, and then some of these rooms had the other side tournaments, like for older games like Third Strike or Street Fighter 4 or Tekken 7 or old MKs, like all sorts of shit, right? A bunch of anime games. But the most impressive thing was that there was people just like the meme of like Melty Blood tournaments happening in the bathroom at Evo was like, actually, like, I watched somebody, like, there was like 15 or 20 people huddled around a trash can that had like a lid on it, and they had set a laptop up there and then pulled 2 chairs from somewhere, posted up. And then people were like, all right, mini bracket, like, it's happening. And like there was a thing that was happening just for some game. And as I was watching some Street Fighter 6 matches, I would like look over and see it still happening out in like the lobby area. And they were like popping off like when shit happened. Like I would hear them yell and like look over. It was just like, oh, yep, that's the garbage can bracket that's happening over there. Like, it was just like wild to see that level of just like people, coming together, doing shit and doing things. It was very cool. And it made me jealous, and I was like, I want to do more of this shit. Like, I want to.
You know what? Yeah. You saying that? I think we should enter in a bracket this weekend if we're gonna go to that local.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Just enter in the bracket, just to see how it feels. Yeah. Because we haven't done that yet. We've gone to different tournaments, and like, are you entering in? I'm like, nah, we're just here to watch. We've done it a couple times now. We should probably just put our shoe in the ring. Right?
I agree. Yeah. It'll be fun. I think that was it. I think that was my week.
But you, Alex, you have a week.
Right. I have stuff. I've been playing.
And then there was 14, which I guess could lead into Alex, which is that we did. Sorry, the only reason I was saying is that Alex and we do have I don't know. Did you tell Travis yet what happened already, Alex?
I don't know.
Switch servers?
What happened?
No. We didn't switch service. No, Alex and I were
that'd
running
be funny,
dailies
though.
one day. It would be funny. No, but no.
I did tell him that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna break this news here if he knows, but yeah, we were running dailies, and then we got the raid that we had been waiting for Travis on as the daily that came through, so we ran it. But Alex and I finished that. We are caught up on that whole raid series now, the normal raids one, and man. We saved the best one for last there because Tom Morello did a song for that last one.
I saw a text for that. I'm like, holy shit, Tom Morello did a song for Final Fantasy? That's wild.
Yeah. And Alex and I, and we're way late to the party on this, but Alex and I were sitting there the entire time being like, oh, but this song though, like as we were playing, I was like, this is really fucking good, dude. Like it was wild.
That's awesome. I gotta look at that song.
Yeah, it was super good. So yeah, I played 14. We've been again getting just like our special little tools and weapons for,
Preparing for the
reasons.
patch, preparing for the expansion.
Yeah, preparing for the patch. I got one tool. I moved on to another crafting thing. So unlike Christian, I'm gonna go for bunches because I have nothing better to do with my life.
True.
Other than that, I have played and I started to try. I got a couple of games.
Okay.
So I played a little bit of Stellar Blade.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit of Stellar Blade. So
Does the Infinite Nikki get you that little vibes of like, I need to play something with a waifu?
No,
okay.
No, but the jiggle is real.
The jiggle is very real in that game.
It's
I actually want to play that. I played the demo of it, and to be fair, like
Yeah,
combat,
just like no,
the combat felt
no,
fun.
that's not it. Just horny for no reason,
Hey, no such thing as no reason to be horny.
The opening scene and stuff was super cool. I did like the first little level. They seem like they're creating some stakes, but sci-fi wise is pretty cool.
Yeah,
they so far have done. Yeah, I mean they've killed some characters you think are important or done some damage to some people pretty early on, which is cool.
Yeah.
They kind of do the Kojima thing where like she immediately comes out of her little like
pod.
they evacuate from a ship and she comes out from her pod and just like
slow motion
materializes. Like slow motion like materializes like her battle suit, and you're just like, all right,
sexy.
I guess for reasons they have that, but anyway, try that. The action is very good so far. It feels very smooth and fluid. Okay. I'm playing it on Steam Deck. I also pulled up my PC. It looks great on both. So there's that. We'll continue to move on and see what we think. But there's that. Another game that I downloaded and only saw a hot minute of, I'm very excited to try this one, but I'm also a little timid, is Directive 8020.
Oh. Guys,
that is the Quarry people and the
Dark
Until
Pictures.
Dawn. The Dark Pictures.
Okay.
It's pretty much the thing, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very much Still Wakes the Deep, except they are in space.
Yeah.
But like super good acting, got like legit actors as their faces and all of that stuff. So I'm really excited to try that one.
How
it looks.
How do you feel about the accents? I've heard and I've been watching actually someone play this. How do you feel about those accents that are happening? Because it sounds like an Irish person is trying to do like Canadian French accent and is not doing well.
I haven't played it yet. I turned it on. I checked it out. I was like, this looks spoopy. I probably need to try this out first during the day. So I just got to the menu, checked some settings and stuff like that. Everything was working. It was just fine. It looked great on my PC. I will see about the accents.
I've heard it has screamer level of accents. Yes.
Oh boy.
That's what I've heard. So.
Okay. That'll be disappointing because like you can see the there's a couple actors I know, right? Like I've seen I've seen your face, like I know you. So like if they're really bad accents, I'll be like, oh, that sucks.
I'm want to hear from you when you get to it. Yeah.
The other one I have not played, but I downloaded. This will be for everybody. It is I Am Jesus Christ.
I went ahead and did it. Okay. Ready for puzzles based on Hebrew language and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah. So in this game, you are Jesus Christ, and it's not a spoof. It's not like a let's be fun. So I don't want to make anybody out there very angry if you're religious. No, it is legit. You are reliving different things of the Bible. I don't know how accurate. I don't know if like some of these angels and stuff will be biblically accurate. So I can't wait to see those horrific
Nope,
things.
there's no way. There is no way they make eldritch horrors.
You never know. So
No, they're just gonna make them hot, like in the paintings, like, and that'll be it.
This is the game that for the longest time Christian thought was a skating game.
It's not.
I did. So we never talked about this. I don't think we did. So like, dude, and it was funny is that Alex and Travis, when we were talking about it, did not help.
We found it on Steam, and we were just like, we have to play this game. That's
I
amazing.
think Travis is
Yeah,
like,
but
this
they
big
didn't-
book club. I'm like, no, I'm not playing this. He's like, oh no, and Christian's like, oh, it's a skating game. I'm like, no, this is not. I do not want to play this.
They didn't help my misconceptions at all while this was happening. So like, for some reason, I must have gotten this mixed up with the skating game that was like you're made of glass or whatever, maybe,
Skate
or
Story.
something.
Yeah.
Skate Story, I something like that. And so all I remember though is they must have bled together in my mind, but I just was like, oh, I Am Jesus Christ is this skating Jesus game where you go around just like skating as Jesus and doing your shit. And I was super stoked for that idea of a game. Like I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm down.
Nothing
Like
further
that's
from the
ripping
truth.
ripping through old like Judea. Okay.
He made a couple of jokes.
So here's what happened.
Kick flips and other stuff, and Travis and I we're just like, oh, or
talking
maybe
about?
that was funny.
No.
It's
It's not
an
how-
inside joke that
no.
we didn't get.
No. Hold on. So I had said I didn't say anything. I just thought this was the game. Travis starts reading the reviews, and all of the reviews that he read are very like radical style like reviews where somebody's like, oh man, I rate this Yahweh out of 10 or some shit, and I was just like,
no, it was some amazing review of like, at first you're like, oh, I'm gonna play as Jesus skate. It's like, no way. But let me tell you, brother, Yahweh.
Yeah,
It was just,
yes, right.
So funny.
and that is exactly what you would think for a skating game review. Like you could totally see it. And so I just was like, I kept doubling down. Like I just, in my house, like it's exactly what it is. And so I kept saying things about it, and Alex and Preston, Alex and Travis never questioned me on it. Like they just kept being like, oh yeah, maybe kickflips happen. But they just never said anything. So I keep saying it over and over again until you, Preston, were like, oh, I'm not playing that fucking game. We're not doing that for a book club. It's not happening, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this seems right up Preston's alley. I do not know why he's complaining about this.
Jesus would be right up my alley. That's not.
And I was like, I don't understand this. And then Travis was the one who piped up at the end of it, and he's like, hey, so I think you might be thinking of something else. He's like, I've looked at all these trailers, and he's like, I'm not seeing any skating whatsoever. And I was like, what? No, dude. And I go to start looking it up, and then it is just straight up a walking simulator of just like living through periods of Jesus' life. And I just was like, I clearly replaced this with something else. I don't know what I was and the only thing I could think of is that I somehow merged this and Skate Story together. Like, I don't know if they were revealed at the same
There's
time.
some gif with Jesus on a skateboard too, as well. That someone was sharing. Yeah, it's
Maybe, I don't know.
We had
but
such a laugh over it because, like, Christian, seriously, like, there were 2 or 3 times, like, throughout the day. Like,
It was
a multi-hour
hours.
period.
It was like 3 or 4 hours.
Multi-hour period. There were a couple times, like 2 or 3 times, where Christian just made like kickflip jokes and other stuff about Jesus, and we were just like, shoulder shrug, like, haha, I guess. We had no idea.
It's so ridiculous. I was like, I don't understand. Yeah, it was wild, but. Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have some of that coming soon for funsies for you boys. And we'll see if I am Jesus Christ. Well, I don't know. We'll find out.
I'll wait for your
that
review, and if you say that it's worth, you say it's making your top 10 list this year, I will play it for you, Alex.
It might make the top 10 because I won't
based
play
on what
10
he's playing
games.
this year.
Yeah.
It might come in as number 10. We'll see.
Preston, we've all committed to playing games that people ask us to by the end of the year.
That is
Yeah,
that
no,
is
I mean,
true.
I will dabble, but I cannot promise you I'll last long.
I don't know why. It might be right up your alley.
No, it is not.
I wonder if it culminates in the War of the Jesuses. Like that is the final.
I don't think
That
so.
is the
I don't think it will.
the
I don't think other
final
people. I don't think
part.
other people
You
know
see-
what the word Jesus
You
is, other than the
see-
one person
you
I
see
talked to.
how
I'm gonna-
Jesus
I'm gonna
doesn't
guess-
gotta fight him.
I'm gonna guess that is a
date.
single person conspiracy theory. That's gonna be my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
We don't need to go further than that.
So that was my week. There is one game I'm really looking forward to playing. It's a series I've dabbled in, but I've never actually like gotten into. I really want to play Forza. It looks really
all right.
good.
So, if you want, I'll go in on it with you because I don't like supporting Microsoft very much, but this looks like a very fun
either.
game. I love the Forza Horizon games, and one being Japan, where you're racing a fucking Gundam down a fucking giant area of
Yeah.
Japan, seems really
Dude,
fucking
and
cool.
The movement of that thing where it's like it can't run straight because so big. Sometimes it's like cutting
Skating
through
through
trees.
the woods and shit like that as you go
Ugh.
through. I mean, I know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, Horizon looks cool. It's not. I won't get, but I totally understand. You know.
I mean,
but also,
you're
hey,
playing Diablo,
an
it's fine.
idea. Just tossing this out here. Actually, it's not an idea. These two things are not related whatsoever. But you know, Alex is very excited for Black Flag. So
Sure is.
What you saying?
nothing. I said everything that I was just saying was unrelated to Forza Horizon. That's it.
Okay, so that is
I don't know. I'm kidding.
that's my
We'll talk about it. It's all right.
Yeah, we can talk about it. It's fine. Yeah, but yes, I might be willing to go in on you with that Forza Horizon the family plan. So we'll talk about this later.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
that's your week then.
That's my week.
Play a little bit more Soros. Still, there's still a grind going on. Like I've gotten to I think it's the boss. It showed me a little skull horn thing at the end of the area. So I think it was the boss. It doesn't open up like the other bosses did. So I think it might be a mini boss. Got my ass handed to me for sure, 1000%. So it's essentially me. Either I want to start in that area, or I should probably just go back to the first area, and then go through, get all the upgrades, go through that. But you still have to get the bosses in those areas too. So, Saros is great. Saros is fun. If you like Returnal, you like Saros, it's a good time. Other than that, I have finished Mixtape. Mixtape is a 3 to 4 hour game. It's not very long. It's essentially a movie, if you will. I want to say this is something like Ferris Bueller's Day Off with Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. That's kind of what I want to combine that into. It's a very narrative-driven game. You're going through rooms, picking up a photo or something like that, going to a flashback, maybe doing some button prompts, maybe moving a shopping cart or something like that through a level. Nothing crazy as far as what you have to do interactively. But it's a lot of fun. You can create slushy combos and stuff like that in one of the mini games. You can do this, like I said, the shopping cart going down the hill. There's some spots where they're hanging out together, going to the next spot, and they're going down the area in the street with their skateboards. So you can kind of do some pop tricks and do some grabs and stuff like that. But it is very much a narrative-driven game. I think they did a really good job with it. I think the writing in it is phenomenal. And very nuanced. I think it feels very different than what you would expect from a coming of age movie or show. I think it's definitely worth people's time. So if you have it, if you got it, it's I don't know what the price of it was. I think Travis got it on our family share plan, but it's only a 3 hour game. I don't think it's very expensive. If I had to guess the pricing on it, but I think it's definitely worth your time if you just want a fun little coming of age movie, if you will, that you can kind of interact with a little bit. So like I said, I think I clocked in at 3.6 hours when I finally finished it. It doesn't waste your time for sure. But as far as games, that's the only kind of games I played. I did, however, go and see the family, and we went to go watch The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So this is the new Star Wars movie. It is not a show, but in the interviews I've seen and just me diving into Instagram and internets and whatnots, Favreau wrote a season 4 before the strike happened. Disney / Lucasfilm, whoever you want to say, wanted a movie. And they're like, hey, can you do something with that? I'm like, sure. So they rewrote everything they did and they made a movie out of it, essentially. What I think, and he hasn't confirmed, but what I think is probably what the main points of what was season 4 would have been, right? I think they did an incredible job. If you want to see a super buff Hutt played by Jeremy Allen White, it is there. I think they did a very good job with it. Some people are upset that he's not speaking Huttese the entire time, but he wants to be away from his father's lineage of Jabba. So it's the son of Jabba the Hutt, for those of you who don't know. And it does a very cool job. Now, some of the CG in it, I feel things looks really good. It's movie quality CG. Like, you're not like going like, hey, this is Disney TV show or Netflix TV show kind of CG. It does look very good. But a lot of people want that more realistic feel, which we get a lot with Grogu. We get a lot with the Anzelians. For those of you who don't know, are like the Babu Frick race, which is my favorite part of that last movie that we had, as far as Rise of Skywalker. But they have a couple of them there, and they're hanging out with Grogu, and it's incredibly fun time. There's a lot of stop motion. There's a lot of claymation. There's a lot of just puppetry in the works of this. And we also get now Hutta, which I have not seen since the Old Republic video game, right? As far as the MMO. So we got some more of that. And for those of you who have seen Book of Boba Fett, the twins are a big proponent in this movie. So the two Hutts who are trying to come into Tatooine to take over Jabba's palace. They didn't get there because Boba Fett said fuck you and had some kids on a moped, colored mopeds, and he's riding a Rancor. They did that in Book of Boba Fett, but they're back in Nal Hutta, but you kind of get to see that race of the Hutts as far as what they are, like how they like live essentially, and it's very interesting. It's a nice little, as far as lore pull for that world, which I have not seen in anything outside of like books or comic books, that kind of deal. So it was very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's a perfect movie because it still does feel like a mini series almost. Like, let's say you had like 2 50-minute episode mini series for Mandalorian Grogu. That's kind of what this felt like. About halfway through, you're like, okay, you could have just stopped this movie. And like, oh, nope, here's the next arc. And they go through that whole arc, which I still enjoyed all of it. But it does feel like 2 parts in one movie. So it is very good. If you like Mandalorian at all, if you know anything about that, I think it's definitely up your alley. If you are a big fan of Filoni and you watched Clone Wars, Rebels, there are call outs, there are callbacks, there are like people and characters that you've seen from those shows that show up. The best part about it, I feel, is it doesn't feel like you need to watch the first 3 seasons of Mandalorian. You don't need to watch the Clone Wars. You don't need to watch any of this stuff. This is just a fun action-adventure movie, and they kind of fill you in as you go. There's no character going, you needed to know this person from 2 seasons ago on Mandalorian. None of those characters are there doing that kind of thing. You can just enjoy what it is. I think they did an incredible job. I heard kids cracking up in the background, so I can see that the kids are liking it, which I loved. But yes, as far as me personally, the Anzelians were the hit of this show, this movie. And they did an incredible job of hanging out with Grogu and what they do within that second half, I would say. Second half is definitely my favorite. First half is like, okay, here's a couple episodes of the show. He's going after somebody as far as a bounty for the rebellion. Sigourney Weaver's giving him, the details of the mission, but that's about it when it comes to Sigourney Weaver. She's not bad in the movie. She just is very limited. She's just there as like, hey, we got this general. She's played with Sigourney Weaver, and she's giving, Din Djarin the bounty, or to go after, and because they're trying to find all the remnants of the Imperial leadership and kind of like wipe them out because Return of the Jedi happened. They're trying to, the New Republic is trying to get their, foothold or the base in this universe. So they're trying to get rid of the rest of the Imperials, which may be the workings of a blue man named Thrawn. So who knows? But this doesn't have this doesn't have anything that like you need to know any of the shows, which I love the best. So I think they did an incredible job doing that and not like leaving people out who haven't seen the shows. So I think it's a very, very, very good movie. If you're at all a big fan of Star Wars and enjoyed Mandalorian, if you enjoyed any of the Filoni verse, this is 1000% for you, for sure. So, but yeah, that's my week. We went to a punk rock flea market. It was fun. It's a good time. I almost bought myself a punk rock vest. It was denim. They put a giant ass Mortal Kombat logo on the back of it and a couple other patches. And
You should have just gotten it.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
That's true.
I am not the biggest Mortal Kombat guy anymore. I am more of a Street Fighter Guilty Gear guy, thanks to Christian. So
Yeah, you love Mortal Kombat.
I do like Mortal Kombat, but not
You
nowadays.
love your block
as much.
buttons.
I love my block buttons. Give me a button to press so I don't have to mess around with up and down. So it backwards. So yeah, it's. I almost bought it. It was $70. It was a little rich for my flavor. That and I don't really play Mortal Kombat as much anymore, so I didn't really want to buy it. But it was a good time. We had a great time. Yeah, but that's my week.
Nice. All right. Anything else before we close out here today? That wasn't bad.
Good week.
We actually had some stuff. We had some stuff for a while. All right. Well, hey, like we said, don't forget to check in later this week. We're gonna have a new side quest for you. We're gonna talk about the definitive list of the best original Xbox games. Then, of course, check in with Preston for Star Wars Sundays. Right, we're gonna have more of that. So
Obi-Wan
yeah,
action going on.
and then we'll bring you some updates on where we are on our video game book club. So be sure to check in next week,
It'll
everybody.
happen soon.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 13 will be happening soon, the first part. So be sure to check in for that. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will catch you later this week. And with that, Preston, you know what to do.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Testing Room. To catch up on past episodes or to check out the newest ones when they drop, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast. If watching is more your thing, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@thetestingroom, or watch us live on twitch.tv/testingroomlive. To leave comments or ask questions, you can follow us on Instagram @testingroompod, leave a comment on YouTube, or send them in to testingroompod@gmail.com. See you next time.